boys and girls.
We're here at Kilimani Primary School for We're Just Kids. As you know, our show is about teaching children about safety
And making the right choices in life.
Wow, Ella, can you imagine it has been a whole year since we last shot our episode?
Time really does fly, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I remember we were at State House and we had a chance to meet with the president.
What do you remember most about that day, Alicia?
I think it's when the president promised us to make Kenya the safest place in the world for children to grow up.
But our children are still in much more danger because child abuse has increased.
This is because the police and justice system are slow to react on child abuse cases.
A lot of times, justice has never been served and kids continue suffering, but abusers walk away free.
I wish the president could do something about it.
And how can he?
You see how he's quick to react or do something about corruption cases?
Which is very impressive, by the way.
What if he did the same about child abuse cases?
How exactly?
By moving the child services to his office so that it's reported directly to him.
And allocate enough funding in the national budget to help children in need of protection.
This is what all kids in Kenya want from our president.
Just to feel safe and secure.
And we know he can do it because he always keeps his promises.
Yes, he always keeps his promises.
Today's lesson will be teenage pregnancies and making the right choices.
Have you noticed how many teenagers are now getting pregnant?
Yes, I was so shocked to see just how many sat for their exams.
What's even more shocking is that they were just in primary.
Which is just like 10 years old.
That's almost our age, which is very scary.
I can't imagine becoming a mother as I am a child myself.
Me too.
For all those who become child mothers, life will never be the same.
As we shall learn from those lessons, child mothers undergo serious risks when giving birth.
They are more likely to suffer from serious depressions and die.
They can also abuse their own children out of their own frustration.
These and many other reasons are why we should be protected from sex pests.
And be educated about the dangers of having sex at a young age.
So that we may be able to make the correct decisions when faced with a situation.
Parents and schools should have open channels of communication where they encourage children to talk openly about sex and their consequences.
Otherwise, they will learn from the internet or their friends.
And this is not good because it's not educative at all, especially for parents. They shouldn't be shy to talk to their children about sex.
It's better to hear from your parents than from the school.
Sex is everywhere nowadays, especially in the media.
Yes, we see it everywhere, on TV shows, in social media, and on music videos.
Most of it is not even education.
Like the song that has been trending for a while, known as Lamba Lolo. Oh my god, so disgusting.
I know.
Imagine.
Ew. This song sends a wrong message to children and teenagers.
Yeah, can you imagine young children singing this song all the time?
The young minds are subconsciously being programmed for sex without them even knowing.
And that is why the media has to share the blame and promote sex education in a positive way.
So that children and teenagers can get the correct information and make the right choices.
And as for the government, they should come down hard on child molesters.
But this is anyone who defiles a child.
And also, anyone who knows about the crime but did not report.
You must always tell a person whenever you're abused, as this is the only way to get help.
It can be a trusted adult or even your best friend at school. But as for me, I tell Ella everything, because she's my best friend.
And for me, I tell Alicia everything, for she is my best friend.
And when your best friend tells you that they were abused, you should go tell somebody you trust, like maybe someone who's older than you, and they can give your friend the help they need.
Okay, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for other lessons. Bye!
Bye!
So leo tuko hapa kuongea about drugs na kufunza teenagers hizi age zetu kutoka ghetto na the other side of Karen, Lavington and all. So naweza anza, what is drugs? Yes.
So my name is Ian Omondi. I'm coming from Kibera constituency, Sarangombe ward. I'm a form 3 dropout. Lakini sikupenda kwangu ku drop out of school is because of money. Lakini ningependa hata kama naweza pata usaidizi niende course nifanye kitu muhimu ndo nisiji influence kwa drugs. So I want to define the term drug. Drug is any substance that when taken it alters and changes the normal body function.
What is drug kwako?
Kwa majina naitwa Prem. Surname yangu ni Sultan. Natoka Kibera. Mtandogo ni for Jesus. Drug is a substance that is taken by inhaling, sniffing or by chewing. One ni bang. Bang unaweza tumia by by smoking. When you use bang inaweza kufanya hallucinate, ufanye vitu wenye utai kutarajia ndo unakuja kubutuka baadaye umefanya hivi. So bang inatu affect sana. Two, alcohol. Alcohol inaharibu wazazi wengi sana. Unaweza pata mzazi anapata salary yake end month, anaenda kwa bar, anakunywa na sao na watoto wake. Mtaani unapata firstborn anaona mzae vile anafanya si kitu poa mpaka anaingia kwa bad company, anauliwa. So alcohol pia inaichangia. Ni kitu mbaya sana. Kitu ya tatu ni cocaine. Cocaine ni kitu mbaya sana. Inafanya watu wanaruka akili, inafanya mtu halali. So hadi watu wenye wanatumia asi wa lavi nini, cocaine inafanya vitu mob sana. Inaweza fanya hadi udedi. So drug si kitu ya kufurahia.
Naweza sema kitu ina lead my youth kwa drugs.
Yes.
Ni first, lack of guiding and counseling.
Yes.
Two, peer pressure.
Yes.
Bad companies.
Yes.
Yeah, hivyo ndo mimi naweza sema.
Ni nini nguzo pale mtenye inachangia mtu kujoin bad company ama kuanza kutumia hizo vitu?
Peer pressure juu. By the time when I drop out of school ndio nilikuwa idol. Sasa nilikuwa natembeanga tu. Sasa kidogo hivi naona vijana wamekaa pale wametulia wanasemanga ni skylocking.
Yes, unataka kwa join.
Sasa ulikuwa na skunk weed na mimi nikipita wananiambia unajifanya wewe ni pastor, wewe si pastor nini.
Tumeongea about drugs na definition of drugs. Nadhani kila mtu ameelewa. So tunaenda kwa pregnancy. Pale ghetto wasichana wanapata pregnant ama pale side nyingine ya good life wanapata mimba bila kutarajia. So what is early pregnancy?
Kwa majina naitwa Michelle Televenta. Ningependa kusema na tukao mtaa Sarangombe.
Yes.
Ningependa kusema early pregnancy ni kupata mtoto bila kutarajia.
Yes.
Na si ati unatakaga kupata. Ni shida ndo zinakupelekaga. Kati simu unataka pesa, umeona una kitu mzuri, una pesa. Sasa utaenda kwa kijana kwambie nilale na wewe ndo nikupe pesa. Sasa utakataa sababu unataka kutumia.
What do you think, at what age ndio watu wanakimbilia early pregnancy? And what leads somebody 13, to hiyo tunaita
adolescence stage.
Adolescence ndio inapush watu.
Yes.
Wewe unafikiria kwa nini?
Sababu na tuseme kutaka ku avoid.
Yes.
Unaweza kuwa na clubs kama chills zenye ziko kwa mashule. Na pia ukitaka unafaa kuwa free na mzazi wako. Yes.
Tumeongea about drugs na venye zinatu affect pale mtaa and meanings of what is drug for example. So turudi kwa early pregnancy. Wewe kama msichana pale ghetto ume drop out of school ama shule zimefungwa, ni nini zina lead hizo early pregnancy? Ni nini zinachangia hizi wewe ndio upate mimba pale ukiwa kwa adolescence? Mimba yako ya kwanza unaipataje? Na mzazi atajuaje umepata mimba? Of course utaficha, but tell us, tunapataje?
Kuenda matanga hizi.
Yes.
Sasa ukienda matanga au utapata pale ya kulala.
Yes.
Mimi nisha saa 9 usiku.
Yes.
Unaenda kwa nyumba ya kijana na hapo wanalala wengi. Sasa wote watataka kukuteka wote.
Kitu ya pili.
Ya pili pia. Ukishaenda hapo, ukishapata mimba, mama yako atakuuliza mimba ni nani, akufukuze, akwambia enda kwa mtu alipea mimba. Ukienda hapo, kijana baadaye anakufukuza akwambia urudi. Sasa hapo utashikwa na stress, uanze kutumia alcohol. Bangi, yani haziko.
Kuanzia age gani at least ndio mtu anaweza pata?
Siku zote unapata pregnancy kuanzia age 12.
Ukifika kwa
adolescence stage hapo.
Adolescence. Na kwa wale wazazi wenye wako busy, utawaambia message gani? Because wazazi wengi wanakosa ile muda ya advice. Utawaambia nini?
Ndawaambia hata wakitoka job wanafaa kuwe free na watoto wao. Wakae nao chini, waongee nao. Waulizwe alishinda aje. Si kugombana kila saa. Na message yako kwa wasichana utawaambiaje? Wasichana ghetto ama Kilimani ama Lavington utawaambia nini? Wasichana pia wanafaa respect mwili zao. Wafai kutumia ovyo.
Na hii ni message yangu kwa wazazi. Wewe kama mzazi hapo nyumbani uko Kibera ghetto, Mathare, Mkurukwanjenga ama Lavington, Karen, wherever you are. Pata time na mtoto wako, pata time na kijana wako, pata time na msichana wako. Wewe kama mwanaume hapo ghetto, wewe utafurahiaje mtu akishika sister yako? Na we mama, mtu anapatia msichana wako mimba koza huko free na yeye. Hutaki kuongea na mtoto. Akishapata hiyo pregnant ama anze hizi drugs and all, unaanza kumlaumu, mbona ulinini? Mbona ulifanya hii? Mbona ulifanya hii? And also pia inachangia na bad company, si ndio?
Kama unatembea na marafiki wabao utakuwa mbaya. Tuseme kama ni baba wako. Ni baba wako anatembea na kampani mbaya. Sasa kuambia tuende iwepo utafuata. Sasa utaanza kusema wewe uko kwa bad company.
Cause na remember pale kwa shule tunasema show me your friend, I will tell you your what? Your character. Again, show me your friend, I will tell you
your character.
Show me your friend, I will tell you
your character.
Maybe your bad company dinachangia, si ndio? Na hii ni both side, pale Lavington na pale ghetto Kibera. Wewe unapotoka mtaa, you are coming from the ghetto or whatever part of Kilimani and Lavington. I don't mean you have to do sex, but if it's a must, you have to do, please remember condom. Why condom? Because condom will abstain for you to get this sickness and early pregnancy. Chenye ninamaanisha pale ghetto ni utapata magonjwa ambao haieleweki juu kila mtu ana magonjwa mengi. So hatutaki vitu kama hiyo. Ukifikiria about if you have to do, sex is not good before whatever 18 and above ama after marriage, you know? But kama ni lazima uifanye, utatumia nini?
Condom.
Utatumia nini?
Condom.
Thank you very much for having us here. Me hapa Mr. Blaze, pale Blaze stand for youth and kids. Tunatoka pale Colosseum Fitness Center, inapatikana pale Adams. And we were here to discuss about vitu zenye zinaendelea pale home ama tunaita mtaani. Thank you for having us. And from this program we are just kids. Again, we are just kids.
Hi, I'm Lucy.
And I am Mary. Welcome to We Are Just Kids.
Today we shall discuss about peer pressure and how it can affect teenagers in their decision making.
Do you know what peer pressure means?
Good question. It is a feeling that one must do same things as other people of one's age, social group to feel loved, respected and liked by them.
Peer pressure is very tough to deal with, especially when it comes to sex, drugs and alcohol.
Some teenagers have sex because their friends think that sex is cool.
Others feel pressured by the person they are dating. Still, others find it easier to give in and have sex.
Some teenagers think that having sex will make their love go stronger and stronger.
Here are some things to think about before peer pressure makes the decision for you.
Not everyone of one's age is having sex, even though it feels like everyone is doing it. But it is important to release yourself and know that this is not true.
People often think about sex in a casual manner, but this doesn't mean they are actually having sex.
What you see in movies, TV shows, music videos, it is not the true picture.
The actors can't get unwanted pregnancies and diseases since it is just a movie, but you can, since yours is real. Knowing about yourself is the first big step in handling peer pressure.
What do you mean by this, Mary?
I mean, one should know if they are confident or strong enough to stand their ground and resist from their friends.
So you mean if one has low self-esteem and lacks confidence, can be easily...
No, Happy and confident people can be pressured as well, but not as easily as someone who is unhappy or with low self-esteem.
How can we uplift our self-esteem?
By loving you and doing things that make you happy. So then you can start to feel good and build your confidence up.
And that way we can be able to stand for ourselves.
That is correct.
It is okay to enjoy our teen years and all fun that can be had.
But remember, that is okay. To respect yourself enough and remember to say, no, I'm not ready to have sex or to take drugs or alcohol.
Now we can talk about how we can avoid peer or date pressure.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Are there friends who can give us good influence?
Yes, there are. Peer pressure or good influence can be most of the time positive. For example, they can help you in having more confidence, try new activities, or even get more engaged in schoolwork. But if they make you skip classes, use drugs or alcohol, engage into sexual activities, then they are not good friends for you.
If you are worried about being pressured, know that you are not alone. There is something that you can do about it.
We should hang out with people who think that it's okay not to have sex and use drugs.
Okay, the next one is HIV and AIDS.
HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. This destroys the immune system by weakening the white cells that protect the body against infections.
This puts you at risk for serious infections and certain cancers.
AIDS stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome, and this is the final stage of HIV.
Not everyone with HIV develops AIDS.
HIV is mostly spread by having unprotected sex with infected persons.
It is also spread by sharing drug needles or through contact with the blood of an infected person.
Women can also pass it to their children during pregnancy or even childbirth.
The first sign of HIV infection may be swollen glands and flu-like symptoms. Glands often secrete hormones which play an important role in maintaining a healthy body.
An example is the chiron and the adrenal glands.
When you are HIV positive, these glands become swollen and are the first symptoms.
These symptoms may come and go between the first 2 to 4 weeks. Severe symptoms may come in months or even years.
That is correct, and thus they need to always get tested whenever you have unprotected sex.
A HIV test can tell if you have HIV infection.
You can get tested at a local clinic, hospital, or VCT centers.
There is no cure, but there are common strategies which can prevent spreading of the HIV infection. Common strategies include not having sex or having a limited number of sexual partners.
Never sharing needles and using condoms the right way every time you have sex. Did you know that you can also get AIDS from sharing needles?
There are many diseases which you have not mentioned that can destroy your life.
Having unprotected sex is very dangerous, and the best way is to just abstain. But if you must have it, then use a condom.
Anybody who says they love you but don't want you to protect yourself are lying to you.
Thank you.
Hi boys and girls, we are back this week with new lessons.
We hope the last lesson we taught you on personal safety and strangers were helpful.
If you missed the lessons, please go to the WAC website and you can get them.
The website address is on the screen now.
Our safety lesson for today is on teen pregnancy, safe sex, drugs and alcohol.
For more reasons, adults find it very hard to talk about sex with kids.
Yes, parents are very uncomfortable when it comes to this subject.
But it is something that they have to do if they are to save us kids from the dangers of not knowing.
Yes, that is true, Mark. A well-informed child will be in a better position to make the right decisions when faced with situations involving sex, drugs and alcohol.
The best teacher for any kid is the parent, as they are the ones we trust the most.
So lessons taught by parents have the highest impact than from any other sources.
More so because we look up to them and we learn from watching them and try to be like them.
And this is why parents should get good examples in the company of children.
Talking to children at an early age and being open about sex is very important.
Because if we don't learn from our parents, then we will learn from friends and the streets.
Which is not good at all because it is very wrong information.
So parents, we urge you to please take the time and talk to us about sex, drugs and alcohol.
Don't be shy at all because learning from you is the best thing for us.
More so for teenagers, as they are at a vulnerable age where they get easily carried away by peer pressure and are likely to fall into temptation.
Yes, Lucy and Mary already taught us about peer pressure.
So we will not talk about it here.
It is important for parents and teachers to sensitize us kids on sexual education because we may not know how to behave in some circumstances.
Like how to prevent unwanted pregnancies and STIs, or even about menstruation.
Sensitization is one way to prevent teens from contracting sexually transmitted infections like HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia, among others, which are common among the youth.
Yes, Lecter and John already mentioned the HIV part, but we will touch on others later in the show. Welcome back.
So, what should sex education involve?
Sex education involves teaching about human sexuality, including intimate relationships, human sexual anatomy, sexual reproduction, sexually transmitted infections, and reproductive rights and responsibilities.
All of which we shall attempt to discuss here. And as we pointed earlier, this will help us make informed, positive and safe choices about our health.
Because sex education could prevent and reduce the risk of pregnancy and STIs. Hey Mark, do your parents talk to you about sex, drugs and alcohol?
Yes, they do.
That's good. At what age did they start?
When I was about 3 or 4.
That's early, huh?
Yes, they started by telling me about the body parts.
Oh, like what we learned in the pants rule?
Yes. This is the very basic level where a child learns about his or her body and the different functions.
This included the right names of the body parts, right?
Yes, it did because my parents thought it was important.
Why?
In case I have been abused, I will be able to give the correct testimony in court.
Yes, this is very important as a lot of cases are thrown out because kids are unable to use the proper terms when giving testimony.
For example, they can't say penis or vagina simply because they do not know these words.
Instead, they use words like dudu or nunu, which are not even in the dictionary.
And for this reason, the case is thrown out.
And the child does not receive the justice deserved.
This is why kids must be taught the proper names of all body parts as soon as they can speak.
And why are some private and others not?
The private ones are not to be touched by anyone.
And if they are touched, we should always tell our trusted adults.
So that we get help quickly.
Okay, now back to our main topic.
Yes, sex and teen pregnancy.
As we learned earlier, adolescence is a period where learners get tempted to smoke, drink alcohol, or have sex due to peer pressure.
Or to prove they are daring enough. But they are unaware of the harmful long-term effects of these substances of the body.
When they see others around using these substances, they do not consider it bad and want to emulate them.
So knowing that teens are tempted every day, how can they stay out of danger?
By having self-discipline.
And what is that?
Self-discipline is a term which means control over one's desires and impulses. It is very important for a person's overall health and well-being, especially teens who are in their pubescent age.
And what age is that?
Usually around the time the body starts to change, like from 12 years old.
That is when boys break their voices and some even begin to grow tiny beards.
For girls, they can begin growing breasts, hips, and even buttocks.
As well as menstrual cycle.
Yes, and for girls who do not know, this is when you may start to bleed from your vagina. This is perfectly normal and you should not be alarmed.
So what should a girl do when she notices this blood?
Well, for me, I was lucky that my mom had already told me to expect it when I was around 11 years. And sure enough, at age 12, I got my first period.
Is that what you call it?
Yes, because it comes in cycles once every month.
So once every month, girls get this cycle?
Yes, and it can last for about 3 to 7 days.
Is it painful?
It depends. For some it is, while others not.
And where is the pain mostly?
We get something called cramps, which are sharp pains around the stomach area.
Is there anything a girl can do to make the pain go away?
Yes, we can use hot bottled water and press it against the stomach.
And that helps?
Yes, a bit, but not all the pain goes away. As we grow up, we just learn to deal and manage the pain.
So because your mom had already told you about it, you never freaked out, right?
Yes, that is correct. I simply went and told her, and she gave me the correct pads and showed me how to use them.
What are pads?
They are just part of the female hygiene products. Girls and women put them on with their panties, which absorb the blood during their cycles. They make us comfortable and prevent any leakage, which can be very embarrassing. This is why the government should ensure that all girls have access to sanitary pads.
You are lucky. Your mom had already told you, because for most girls, I can imagine the horror they go through.
Yes, it is very important that moms tell their daughters about changes they expect in their bodies as they grow up. What about boys? Do you guys go through major changes?
Yes, apart from growing rapidly in height and weight, we experience wet dreams.
Wet dreams? What is that?
It is when you dream that you are having sex and then you ejaculate.
For those who may not understand, can you explain what you mean by ejaculate?
It is when the penis becomes hard and sperm comes out.
Sperm is the substance that comes out of boys and men that fertilizes the eggs that come from girls and women to make babies.
Yes, this is how girls become pregnant.
So you are explaining about the wet dreams.
Yes, in the morning when we wake up, we may find the semen has come out. This can be embarrassing and confusing as we may not know what it is. But like I told you, my dad had already spoken to me about it, and when it happened, I did not freak out.
So just like me, your parents had informed you ahead of time about these changes?
Yes, and it really helped because I was well prepared.
So parents, as you can see, we can't stress the importance of talking to us kids about sex.
Yes, we are ready to listen if you will just have the courage to talk to us. Welcome back.
What does self-discipline involve?
Self-discipline involves discipline over mind and body functions.
Teens should be taught how to be self-disciplined, and as they grow, it is easier to apply what has been instilled.
Teachers and parents should set an example of observing self-discipline in their day-to-day behavior so that youngsters emulate them.
Because how do adults expect teens not to engage in sex, drugs and alcohol when we see them every day indulging without a care in the world?
Yes, we want to be like our parents and follow their examples.
So if they are not responsible, how do they expect us to be?
How does self-discipline help?
Self-discipline helps kids delay gratification, resist unhealthy temptations, and tolerate the discomfort needed to reach our long-term goals.
Yes, from choosing to turn off the video game to work on homework, to resisting an extra cookie when mommy isn't looking, self-discipline is a key to helping us become responsible adults.
It is important to give us the skills we need to develop self-discipline, as well as an opportunity to practice making good choices. Here are 8 things you can do to help your child learn and practice self-discipline.
So how can parents teach us self-discipline?
There are 8 basic examples we can give. The first one is structure. This is where a parent can create a similar schedule every day where you get used to the routine. When you know what you're supposed to be doing, you will be less likely to be derailed by other activities.
For example, if you know you are supposed to do your homework and your friend asks you to go and play instead, self-discipline here will mean you finish your homework first, then go and play.
Can anyone think of other examples?
The second one is explaining the reasons behind the rules. Instead of a parent saying, do your homework now because I said so, they should explain the underlying reason for the rule.
Yes, they could say, it is a good choice to do your homework first and then have free time later as a reward for getting your work done.
This helps us to understand the underlying reasons for your rules.
The third one is consequences.
What does consequences mean?
It means outcomes or results of doing or not doing something.
For example, a child who constantly forgets to grab his jacket as he runs out the door won't learn if a parent always delivers his jacket to the school.
So facing the natural consequences of his behavior, like feeling cold, might help remember to get his coat next time.
So when parents teach us the outcomes of good and bad choices, we are better prepared to practice self-discipline.
The fourth is shaping behavior one step at a time.
Yes. Anytime a child is learning a new skill or gaining more independence, the parent should help him do one small step at a time. The fifth one is praising good behavior.
Parents should provide positive attention and praise whenever we demonstrate self-discipline.
They can point out the good behavior they want to see more often from us.
For example, instead of saying, "Good job not hitting your brother when you are mad," the parents can say, "Good job using your words to solve the problem." This will be very helpful later in life when the teenagers want to resolve a conflict with someone.
For example, instead of burning down the school, they can sit with the teachers and talk about solutions where everyone can agree. The sixth one is problem solving. Parents can teach us problem-solving skills to solve specific issues related to self-discipline.
Sometimes just asking us what we think will be helpful can be an eye-opening experience that can lead to creative solutions.
The seventh one is modeling self-discipline. We learn best by watching adults. If we see our parents being lazy or choosing to watch TV instead of doing the dishes, we will pick up on these bad habits.
And the eighth one is rewarding good behavior. This should not be confused with a bribe. Kids should learn to do the right thing on their own without expecting rewards. But rewarding good behavior can also be a good tool to teach kids that doing the right thing pays. So as you can see, self-discipline is the foundation on how teenagers can get the skills to control the urge of having sex or taking drugs and alcohol.
Because once you practice self-discipline, you can learn to make the right choices in life.
Welcome back. Most teenagers will experiment with sexual behavior at some stage. This is a normal, natural, and powerful urge these years.
But it is important to note that not all teenage relationships include sex. Teenagers are also maturing emotionally and socially. They might want romantic intimacy and ways to express love and affection. And as such, they might be curious and want to explore adult behavior.
Teenagers will learn about sexuality at school, talk about it with friends, and get information about it online and through social media.
But we kids also trust the information we get from our parents, as we have already discussed.
If parents talk about sex and sexuality with us, it will help us sort through the many messages we get about sexuality.
These conversations might not feel comfortable at first, but parents can make them easier by using everyday opportunities to talk about sexuality. For example, when you hear something on the radio together or see something relevant on TV,
letting us know that they are interested in seeing things from our perspective. For example, asking us what we think about sex.
Being ready to talk about issues or concerns when we raise them, and assuring us that we don't need to feel embarrassed.
Being honest if they don't know the answer to a question. They could suggest that we look for an answer together.
Asking us what we already know, then adding new information and clearing up any misconceptions.
So I hope the parents watching this show with their kids can begin an honest talk about sex and not feel embarrassed about it.
So, what else can parents do to help us teenagers deal with sexuality?
They should talk about the really important stuff.
Such as?
Every child has the right to say no. All young people have the right to control what happens to their bodies, and we should never feel pressured into doing anything that doesn't feel right.
So, parents should talk to us about recognizing what feels comfortable and safe rather than doing what our friends are doing.
Welcome back. Now we shall talk about safe sex.
But first, let us make it very clear here that children and teens should never have sex, and they should wait until they are adults.
Yes, it is a fact that some kids and teens are having sex.
As we have already seen on the number of girls who got pregnant while sitting for the 2018 exams. In one county alone, it was almost 150 girls.
So we must address this issue here and now if we are to avoid the dangers. Who can tell us what safe sex means?
Yes, safe sex means protecting against pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections.
While abstinence is the best way of protecting yourself, using condoms works well for those who can't abstain.
Wait, what is abstinence?
This is choosing not to participate in something. It could be sports, music, going out with friends,
taking drugs or alcohol,
having sex, or smoking.
So in this case, the teens are choosing not to have sex, right?
That is correct, as you can't get pregnant or diseases if you don't engage in sex.
Just like you can't get injured if you don't participate in a sporting activity.
Yes, you only get injured if you play the game.
But not everyone who plays sports gets injured.
Very true, but it can happen. The point is, if you don't play, you don't get injured, but if you do, you might.
And unlike sports where you get a small knock and recover, with sex you get pregnant or serious diseases.
So better not to take any chances and abstain.
But if you can't, then play it safe and use a condom.
Yes, in soccer, they wear shin pads to protect the legs.
Or when you ride a bike, you wear a helmet to protect your head.
So with sex, you always must use a condom to protect yourself.
There is no other way around it,
other than choosing to abstain and not have it.
This is the best way to protect kids by simply not having sex at all.
Sexuality is a part of who a child is and who she'll become.
Sexuality develops and changes throughout our lives.
Feeling comfortable with our sexuality and sexual identity is essential to our health development.
Think about this. The average person will live up to 80 years old and you are only a teenager for only 6 years.
Yes, that is from age 13 to 19.
So all we are asking is we don't have sex at all for only 6 years.
And after that, we are mature enough to make better decisions with our lives.
That is almost 60 years where we are free to make the right choices.
So let us not be in a hurry to have sex, as we have the rest of our adult lives to do that.
Sexuality isn't just about sex. It is also about how we feel about our developing bodies.
Make healthy decisions and choices about our own bodies.
Understand and express feelings of intimacy, attraction, and affection for others.
Develop and maintain respectful relationships.
In the end, our beliefs and expectations about sex and sexuality are influenced by our personal experiences, upbringing, and cultural backgrounds.
And parents remain our most important role models.
Parents can help by modeling and reinforcing values and beliefs about safety, responsibility, honest communication, and respect in relationships by treating each other with respect and talking about how to stay safe in front of us kids. Welcome back.
Now we talk about teen pregnancy.
Do you guys know what teen pregnancy means?
Yes, it is when a teenager becomes pregnant.
Why do you guys think teenagers have sex? Some reasons are, they think it is cool.
They see what others are doing and they want to do the same.
They see sex everywhere in the media, including movies and TV programs.
So, what are the dangers of having unprotected sex other than getting pregnant? Yes, sexually transmitted infections is a serious danger of unprotected sex.
Who can mention some of the sexual transmitted diseases?
Yes, they include chlamydia, which is very common.
What is chlamydia?
Chlamydia is a common sexually transmitted infection.
It is caused by bacteria. It can infect both men and women.
Girls can get chlamydia in the cervix, rectum, or throat.
Boys can get chlamydia in the urethra, rectum, or throat.
How exactly can one get it?
You can get chlamydia during oral, vaginal, or anal sex with someone who has the infection.
A woman can also pass chlamydia to her baby during childbirth.
What are the symptoms?
Chlamydia doesn't usually cause any symptoms, so you may not realize that you have it.
People with chlamydia who have no symptoms can still pass the disease to others.
If you do have symptoms, they may not appear until several weeks after you have sex with an infected partner.
Symptoms in women include abnormal vaginal discharge, which may have a strong smell, a burning sensation when urinating, and pain during intercourse.
If the infection spreads, you might get lower abdominal pain, pain during sex, or fever. Symptoms in men include discharge from your penis, a burning sensation when urinating, burning or itching around the opening of your penis, pain and swelling in one or both testicles.
If the chlamydia infects the rectum in men or women, it can cause rectal pain, discharge, or bleeding.
So how do I prevent chlamydia?
The only sure way to prevent chlamydia is not to have vaginal, anal, or oral sex.
Correct usage of latex greatly reduces but does not eliminate the risk of catching or spreading chlamydia.
I'm confused. Before, you said we should use condoms to protect ourselves.
Yes, but a condom can also burst or slip out just the same way a helmet can get loose or fall from your head.
And in this way, it can't protect you from injury. Do you understand now?
Yes, I do. So a condom can protect you, but it's not 100%.
Yes.
But abstaining will protect you 100%.
Correct.
What if my boyfriend says, if I insist on him using a condom, it means I don't love him or trust him?
True love means that someone is concerned about your well-being and they will not want to put your life at risk.
So practicing safe sex is the real action of real love.
Words do not mean anything, but actions do.
So if any partner refuses to practice safe sex, they do not care about you at all.
And you shall get rid of them as fast as you can.
Because your life depends on it.
So whose responsibility is it to have a condom? Boys or girls?
Good questions. Perhaps the students can discuss this.
Actually, it is both the responsibility of the girl and boy.
But boys are the ones who carry it.
True, but there is no reason why girls can't carry their own.
What happens when the boy says he doesn't have one?
You will be tempted to have unprotected sex.
But if the girl has one, she can offer him that one and they can now be safe.
Has everyone understood this?
And remember, girls are the ones with the power to say yes or no to sex.
So, if she insists on the condom, then the boy must get one or no sex will happen.
Girls, it is in your power to stop the spread of all these diseases as well as unwanted pregnancies by just saying no condom, no sex.
Can we all repeat that?
No condom, no sex. No condom, no sex.
Again?
No condom, no sex.
Great.
But don't forget, the best is just avoiding sex altogether.
Yes, if you abstain, then you will not have to worry about any of these diseases at all.
Including unwanted pregnancies.
What happens when a condom bursts?
Then you should immediately stop and go get tested.
It is kind of hard to stop in the middle of sex.
If you value your life, then you will stop. There is no other option but to stop.
Stacy is right. If you value your life, then you will stop.
Proper use of the condom will ensure it does not burst.
This includes ensuring it is the correct size and fits well.
And using proper lubricants to reduce friction that can tear the condom.
So please abstain, but if you can't, practice safe sex.
Any questions?
What are lubricants?
They are special oils that reduce friction during sex.
Just the way we use oil in an engine to reduce the wear and tear and make the engine run smoothly.
Can I use Vaseline?
No, as this may cause the condom to burst.
Cover the outside of the condom with a water-based lubricant. Put lube inside your partner too.
Use only water-based or silicone lubricants.
Do not use anything oily like Vaseline, petroleum jelly, cooking oils, butter, hand creams or body lotions.
As this can destroy the latex of the condom and make it useless.
Ask your chemist for the water-based or silicone lubricants if you need one.
Welcome back. Now we talk about contraceptives. Okay, what are some of the reasons teens don't use contraceptives?
Before they do, does everyone here know what contraceptives are?
Yes, they are forms of preventing pregnancies.
What are the different types of contraceptives?
Okay, here are others we can mention.
But before we mention them, let us discuss why so many adults, especially the church, is against the use of contraceptives.
Great idea, Mark. I feel for the church. It's because they are going according to the Bible in that sex is for married couples only and for procreation. In a simple term, making babies.
So, only married people should be having sex according to the church and mostly for making babies?
Yes, the Catholic Church especially feels that the use of contraceptives can open wide the way for husbands and wives to cheat on each other, and in so doing, lowers our moral standards. The church feels that it will make it easy for the youth especially to start having sex more frequently, which is a bad thing. Another reason is that a man who grows accustomed to the use of contraceptive methods may view women as sex objects for the satisfaction of his own desires, no longer considering her as his partner who he should surround with care and affection.
All these are good reasons from the church for discouraging contraceptives, but the truth is teens will continue to have sex.
And it is better they have all the right information about how to prevent unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted infections.
Choosing to ignore this fact will expose the teens to all these dangers.
And even the church has said that teens remain very vulnerable because they are easily tempted.
So the best thing for us is to have all the necessary information so that we can make the right choices.
So one of the forms of contraceptives for teens is abstinence, refraining from sexual intercourse. This means not having sex at all.
It is also the best form that prevents spread of sexually transmitted diseases, as we have already learned.
The second is birth control, which must be taken daily regardless of the frequency of intercourse.
These are prescribed by a doctor after examination. It is effective against pregnancy but will not protect you from deadly sexual diseases we learnt about.
The third is cervical cap with a spermicide. It is a soft rubber cap that fits around the cervix.
What is a cervix?
It is the opening that allows passage between the uterus and the vagina.
And what is the uterus?
The womb, where the baby is formed. Please ask your biology teacher for more information on the reproductive organs and their functions.
The cervical cap is obtained by prescription and inserted before intercourse.
It may be difficult to insert and it does not protect you from sexually transmitted diseases.
The fourth is the female condom. It is lubricated sheath that is inserted into the vagina, similar in shape to the male condom with a flexible ring.
It is applied immediately before intercourse for single use.
It does protect against unwanted pregnancies and diseases, but not as effective as the male condom.
The fifth is the male condom, male latex or polythene sheath placed over an erect penis.
It is widely available in drugstores.
It is applied immediately before intercourse for single use.
Other than abstinence, it is the best protection against sexually transmitted diseases and the most popular.
Can I use it more than once?
No, it should be used once only, then throw it away by wrapping it in a tissue paper.
Yes, some people think they can wash it or reuse it, but this is dangerous as it can easily burst, exposing you to diseases and unwanted pregnancies. The sixth one is Depo-Provera injection that inhibits ovulation or production of the eggs.
It is obtained by prescription injections performed at a doctor's office once every 3 months.
It does not, however, protect you against disease.
The seventh one is IUD, which is a T-shaped device inserted in the uterus during a visit to the doctor.
It can remain in place for up to 1 or 10 years depending on the type.
The eighth one is morning after pill, similar to regular birth control pills.
Obtained by prescription or over the counter.
Must be taken within 72 hours of unprotected intercourse.
It is the most popular amongst young girls in Kenya.
But does not always guarantee protection against pregnancy.
And mostly important, it will not protect you against sexually transmitted infections.
Welcome back.
What can a girl do if she becomes pregnant?
If a girl finds herself facing an unplanned pregnancy, she will need time and space to think about what lies ahead.
While the girl may have questions of her own about pregnancy and parenthood, there are also questions that only she can answer.
Questions she needs to ask herself as she tries to make important decisions about what lies ahead.
Some of them are, do I want to have a baby?
How much family support will I have, both emotionally and financially?
What are my goals and dreams? How will my decisions impact these goals and dreams?
How will my partner be involved?
How will I feel about the decisions years from now? Can I live with the decisions I am making? Do they feel right and fit with my values and beliefs?
What kind of support system do I have? Who will be there to help me emotionally, physically, and financially?
These are just a few questions you might want to ask yourself.
But while this decision is yours to make, it's a good idea to find support from others as well.
One should talk to a parent or other trusted adult, maybe a relative, teacher, or counselor, to get information and advice.
Hey Mark, do you know the short and long-term consequences of teens having babies?
I do, but let us see if these guys know. Does anyone here know the answers? We can start with the short-term ones. Good answers, and they also include being kicked out of the house, your boyfriend refusing to take responsibility and leaving you.
Regret, panic, morning sickness, nausea, vomiting.
Dropping out of school, gaining weight, risk of death during childbirth.
Premature baby, depression, low self-esteem.
More likely to abuse the child, low-income jobs, no friends.
What about the long term?
Some of the ones you mentioned can also be long-term effects, but you guys can mention a few. Long-term also includes missing out of school, as it will be much harder to restart.
Difficulty finding work, as you will have to take care of your baby.
You may never get out of your depression because it will be hard for you to hang out with your friends and do the things you used to love doing.
You can get overwhelmed by the work it takes to raise a baby.
Teenage mothers are at a higher risk of mental illness and suicide.
Teenage motherhood does not have to mean a young woman won't be successful in life.
But it is important they consider what other young mothers before them have faced related to overall health, financial stability, and the health of their child.
Young mothers should talk to a school counselor or a county social worker regarding services that can assist them in finishing school and living a healthier life.
Teens need to be aware of the harsh reality of raising a baby and the negative effects that an unplanned pregnancy can cause in both the mother and the child's lives.
For the boys, being a young dad is not that easy either, because you have to pay for the well-being of your child.
But I do not have a job. How will I pay for my child?
The government will come after you when you start earning a salary when you get work as an adult.
There is no escape, and money will be cut from your salary until your child is 18 years old.
Try and imagine all the good things you could have been doing with your salary for 18 years.
So before having sex, ask yourself if it is really worth the hassle.
And if you can live with the consequences.
Welcome back. Okay, we have come to the end of our show.
But we haven't talked about drugs and alcohol.
Yes, I know, and they are very important subjects. Unfortunately, we have run out of time.
Because the sex education is a very big subject and we had so much to cover.
Yes, but I promise we will be on it next time.
Okay, thanks for watching, and remember,
self-discipline is the cornerstone of making the right choices and staying safe. And abstinence is the best way to go. But if you can't control yourself,
at least use a condom all the time.
Bye.